There's nothing quite like the satisfaction of finishing a game. You've been working hard to get there, and for a lot of the narrative-based games, you've probably been dying to know how it all ends. But sometimes disappointment comes a-knockin', and you'll get a subpar or just flat-out dumb ending. So today we're counting down the dumbest video game endings that left us frustrated, groaning, and a little bit sad. And spoilers abound, friends. You've been warned. And at number 10 is Slender the Arrival. Okay, so you've been tracking the Slender Man, trying to solve the mystery as to what happened to all these children that have gone missing. Why is everything deserted? Well, the big final climax of the game gives you the answers, but then it immediately backs you into a literal corner where the Slender Man shows up and then just kills you regardless. Considering the entire game was a constant sprint for survival, having the only option to be stand there and die was a little disheartening. And at number 9 is Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a game that doesn't actually have an ending. Narratively speaking, that is. While some felt that it was a bit poetic that the game had no ending, others felt as if it made all of their choices in the game completely irrelevant, and that it should have somehow impacted the next run through of the game. Up next, number 8 is God of War 2. What's one way to ensure a sequel? Prolong Zeus's death by killing off one of the more interesting characters in the game, Athena. And then she tells Kratos that he's actually Zeus's son, which was convenient, and didn't want to be usurped by him. So enter the cliffhanger of Kratos and the Titans climbing Mount Olympus to take down the gods. While critics generally praised the game, a lot felt that the game didn't really evolve the series that much, and that killing Athena felt like a way just to sell more copies of the next game. What do you guys think? And number 7 is Fable 2. So Fable 2 has 3 endings, and they all have some component of suckage. Choose between wealth, love, or sacrifice. If you go with wealth, everyone dies and they stay dead, but at least you'll be rich. Love? Well, your loved ones return, but everyone who died in the building of the spire stays dead. And that noble option, sacrificing yourself? Great, all those people who were killed during the building of the spire returned, but your dog dies, and your family stays dead. Not really a win-win situation over here. And at number 6 is Heavy Rain. There's a few different endings you can achieve in Heavy Rain, but the worst one by far is where Madison and Norman are dead, and Ethan has been framed as the origami killer, and then kills himself. Of course, if you manage to keep the characters alive based on your decisions, you'll have a much happier ending, with Ethan and Madison and Sean all being one big happy family. But if not, you get to hang yourself. And at number 5 is Batman Arkham Asylum. Here we have an example of an amazing game, weird ending, or as I like to call it, jacked up Joker. Luckily, Arkham City does a great job of giving us an ending that we deserve with the Joker, but Asylum's ending in the steroid-ridden Joker felt like a cop-out and out of character. So, long story short, Batman goes to face off against the Joker, who injects himself with Titan and becomes this.
But you still spoiled my fun, and for that, I'll paint Arkham with your blood.
Batman eventually manages to defeat him, all of the Titan wears off, and the police reclaim the asylum. But you still gotta fight a big jacked up Joker who has a mohawk and feels weirdly out of character. Maybe just skip ahead to Arkham City. Up next, number 4 is Ghostbusters, the 1984 game. Made by Activision, this NES Ghostbusters game gives you this message when you finish. Congratulations, you have completed a great game and proved the justice of our culture. Now go and rest our heroes. I think that speaks for itself. Up next, number 3 is Outlast. Okay, so you make it through this damn psychiatric hospital, and for what? Walrider turns out to be a child who's pretty much dead. You finally put a stop to all of that craziness with him, and then right before you get out, the military shows up and is like, oh hey, you must be crazy, and shoots you. I mean, I personally felt cheated. Had it been one of the patients who finished me off, I would have been much more okay with that. But nope, military popped several rounds of caps in your ass. Okay, yes, sure, Walrider had merged with Miles' body or whatever, but still it felt dumb, considering Walrider was never really a threat to you throughout the duration of the game to begin with. And at number 2 is Fallout 3. Regardless of what you've chosen, you die. Sacrifice yourself, you die. Don't, radiation will eventually kill you. You can't win when it comes to nuclear apocalypse. It's a tough life. But by die, I mean you end up seeing this photo montage, and if you choose to sacrifice yourself, you get a montage that basically pats you on the back. And if you don't, you get a different montage that essentially calls you a coward, all implying that you've eventually died. What a fun time. And in at number 1 is Mass Effect 3. So no matter what you do, whatever hard choices you felt you made, whatever philosophical and existential crises you've encountered and dealt with throughout this whole bloody damn trilogy, doesn't matter. Why have a game that uses the basis of cause and effect based off of your consequences if those choices that you made actually have no weight? While there was a DLC introduced by developers BioWare to ease some of the pain this gave players, it's still a pretty palpable open wound to most who adored the series. There we have it, guys. What games do you think had dumb endings? Let us know in those comments below. And as always, if you dug this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. But for now, I'm Kelly Pally with Top 10 Gaming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.